So welcome everyone to the first Denver Zcash Meetup. Thank you all for coming. Yeah, thanks for coming. It was a kind of a last minute get together, but we pulled it off and it's cool to see so many people here. So we're essentially going to, I assume most people know what Zcash is, but just to cover the bases, I'll give a 10-minute overview, and then we'll hop into some lightning talks from various people, mostly from the Zcash company. So can everyone in the Zcash company stand up? I want to see the ratio. So this is a very unique opportunity. Yeah, I'm actually quite nervous giving an intro because all of you are here. But, you know, it is what it is. I should probably do it. And then, yeah, so after this, we'll have a few lightning talks from people from the company talking about projects that they're working on and things that they're interested in, and also one from John from Shapeshift, which we're really appreciative of. And then we can take questions maybe after, I don't know, it can be kind of casual, maybe not during the presentations, but after each section. And if we have like a lot of time at the end, we might even want to do like a Q&A with the company if you have questions. So there's bathrooms right around the corner here if you need that. Food obviously over there and drinks, and then swag, please grab that so we don't have to bring it back to the office. Cool. So as you may or may not know, Bitcoin and most cryptocurrencies expose your entire payment history to the public. And Zcash is the first open permissionless cryptocurrency that can fully protect your privacy using zero-knowledge cryptography. And so in order to do that, there has been a long history in Zcash to make this happen. A quick overview of that is that the Zcash company formed and later launched the Zcash network on October 28th, 2016. It was building off of Bitcoin, so it was a code fork of the Bitcoin protocol, and adding zero-knowledge technology, specifically ZK snarks, in order to shield transaction data for shielded addresses. Since then, we've done over 20 releases. I don't know the exact number, and we're about to do one more, hopefully soon. Inside joke. And we've grown to over 30 employees, which is really crazy to think about. I don't know how many employees we had at launch. It was probably like 10 or so-ish. So we're doing a lot these past couple years. And in the meantime, the Zcash Foundation, which is an organization distinct from the Zcash company, was formed as a 501c3 nonprofit. And they're kind of handling complementary things where Zcash was really focused on the core protocol. They're really starting to focus more on community outreach and like funding outside projects and research. So it's already forming to be a really complementary interaction between these two organizations, but they are distinct, and we're kind of hoping to keep that going, keep that distinction growing as they grow and get more resources on board. So this year we did our first network upgrade called Overwinter, and that was essentially an effort to make future network upgrades safer and easier, and just to kind of feel out the process of what a network upgrade is. Maybe I'll move over here. And with the success of that, we are moving forward with move ahead with our second network upgrade, which will activate on the 2-year anniversary of Zcash this year on October 28th. Sapling is a really important and exciting network upgrade that we're all really excited to get out the door for many reasons. But I'll go into that a little bit. But first, I wanted to just clarify what distinguishes Zcash. So Zcash has these things called shielded addresses. That's what uses the zero-knowledge proof technology. The addresses, the balances that they hold, and any memos, which is kind of a unique feature to Zcash, that are attached within these transactions are totally shielded from the public, even though that they exist on this public blockchain. They aren't readable, essentially encrypted. So in addition to shielded addresses, we do have these transparent addresses, and those are what you probably interact with, well, you definitely interact with if you use an exchange or any mobile wallet, with one exception of Shapeshift, so woo!
There's another exception, the Italian exchange.
Oh, what Italian exchange? Oh.
They told me that. I've never tried it.
Okay.
Are you sure it's real? It's called the Rock Trading.
Interesting. Thank you. So really, if you're not really at this point, you're not using shielded addresses unless you're using the reference client Zcash or WinZec client. Shout out to Radix42. So. But transparent addresses are easier to support for all of these companies, hence them just being able to adopt them right away. They're essentially like Bitcoin, so it's a much quicker adoption rate for them. But that's for now. They're easier to support for now, and that's why we're really excited for Sapling upgrade. So Sapling essentially allows for faster and better snarks. Not going into any details with that, but currently the shielded address use is highly resource restrictive and takes forever. So you have to do them on a computer, like a desktop or laptop, no mobile support or anything like that. Snarks will pave the way for mobile support, and we'll hear more about that later from one of the lightning talks. So another cool thing is being able to distinguish this concept of a spending key and a viewing key. So because there aren't, you can't see the transactions in any public way, you can distinguish two keys where one key is able to view and spend, but you can also derive just a key that is only able to view. So that can be really helpful, if you have an accountant or, want to share your expenses with someone without the whole world knowing or without that third party being able to spend your money. Other cool things that aren't necessarily related to the cryptography improvements in snarks are shielded HD wallets, which has been most of the wallets that support transparent addresses right now, they have implemented the Bitcoin-style HD wallets, and we want to make that happen for the upcoming Sapling addresses. So that will be a really useful thing for wallets and for users. And one final interesting thing is that in this transition to Sapling addresses from these slower legacy addresses, there will be this turnstile migration so that we can attempt, give our best shot at auditing the monetary supply. When people are sending money from legacy addresses to these new Sapling addresses, the value will be revealed, but it won't expose the actual addresses or anything like that. But there's resources about that you can find on our blog and or ask us more about. So there's a lot of cool things happening in Sapling, and it's kind of been a work in progress for almost the 2 years since Zcash has launched. And that's pretty much it. These are a bunch of resources to learn more. You can email me or just ask me here any questions you have. And you saw all the Zcash people here, so they can answer your questions too. So with that said,
Question back here?
Yeah, so what's the marketing plan for Zcash to get it adopted? Because the biggest problem with tokens is they market for their ICO, they stop marketing, and then it's like, what happens now? And then people are like, oh my God, why did they stop marketing? I don't know, they raised all their money and then they just stopped marketing.
That's fine.
So, that's my point. If you want to have successful tokens and keep growing and get bigger and everybody keeps using it, like right now the Z1s, that are doing very well, they're like $4,300, $4,000. You guys probably get them for a lot cheaper. So, but the Zcash is the most profitable coin in mine right now, which is wonderful. But what my question is though is why aren't you putting a lot of money into marketing with your foundation? Why aren't you using that philanthropy arm?
it's not our foundation. It's someone else's foundation.
Well,
but-
either way, so either way, why don't you?
Foundation.
Yeah, like why don't you push Zcash?
We are. That's the plan. We're doing it.
Yeah.
Do you want to say anything?
Well, we're gonna talk about it next.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it next, actually. So, yeah. Is there any more questions about the brief intro I gave that barely touches on most things? All right, so we're gonna. No? Are you sure? One more chance. Okay, so next we are going to switch gears into the lightning talks, starting with Josh, our marketing director.